I'd like to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and 84% of everybody who watches these videos is not subscribed. So if you do enjoy today's video or any of the ones you might have seen here in the past, please consider subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. How's it going, everyone? It is currently 1:50 a.m. and Melty Blood Type Lumina is finally out on Steam. This is my first time launching it, and I'm very excited to choose my first character. This is one of the most exciting parts and one of my favorite parts of picking up any new fighting game, and that's looking through the roster and figuring out who I want to main. And I want to talk you through that process today, how I'm going to do it, and how you can do it. First things first, let's look through the roster. Find a character that catches your eye. In the past, I played a little bit Arcade in the previous game. I played a little Akiha. I didn't play Shiki too much. The maids look cool. CL looks cool. Her weapon, it doesn't show her weapon here. She has like a little sword. Vlav, obviously, I think is one of the best designs in the game, and I'm very interested in playing him. Ro looks great. Koma, obviously, I know that he's a grappler, so I'm not very interested in him. But if you like his design, but you don't traditionally play grapplers, try him out still. He has some tools that other grapplers don't have, and he plays a little bit different than maybe what you're used to. You can see Noelle actually does show her weapon here. She has like a halberd, very far-reaching character it seems, and you know, the waifu design that everybody loves. Red Arcade, I'm very interested in this character. I know she has a good projectile, very fast, and has some pretty good normals. Here's the maid by herself. This is Hisui. Their Saber, very controversial pick, and was announced I think less than 24 hours ago. Really cool character. Not really interested in her myself though. And then here's Kohaku, the other maid. And then Miyako, the little girl who does karate. But the character that I think we're going to stick with for this video, at least for right now, is Vlav. And next thing we got to do is pick our color, right? In this game, they actually have a color editor. So you can start with a base, right? So let's start with base 12. Then we could go into the color editor and change like specific parts. If you want to change the color of his jacket, his little beads or whatever, his boots maybe, you can change all that. You just start with one of the bases. So that's very cool and something that I don't see very much in other modern games. So first thing I want to do is just walk around a little bit. Just get used to his movement. Is he very slow? Is he pretty fast? How do you feel about his air dashes? Does he have 2 air dashes? Think about things like that, right? Walk around a little bit, get a feel for him. Press your buttons. Make sure you press a few buttons here, crouching buttons, jumping buttons, you know, all that. From what I'm noticing so far, just in this quick little test, he's very slow. He feels very slow. And then you can start to, you know, mess around. Hey, this button is jump cancelable, you know, things like that. You get a little bit more nuanced stuff. But next, let's just take a look at his command list. You can go here, and let's just input some stuff. You know, let's just start inputting some special moves, see how they look. Maybe you like how they look. I think he has the stomp too. This one looks really cool. You can do the follow-up. Overall, I think he looks really cool, and the only thing I worry about is he's very slow. I'm not used to playing characters this slow, so if I want to stick with him, what I need to know in the back of my mind is I'm going to have to get used to playing at a much different pace than I'm used to. It also looks like here, while I'm looking through his inputs, he's like a Rekka character, right? So that quarter circle back, A that I'm hovering over right here, I'll show it to you, is a Rekka, right? So that's why there's so many follow-ups, because I can keep doing, I can do the Rekka, then I can do an additional input, then I can do an additional input to that, and that's something else you have to get used to, is playing like a Rekka character. Alright, so after pressing a few buttons, doing some special moves, I haven't gotten in any combos or linking things together yet. My main concern is that he's very slow, and that I'm not used to playing like that, so it's going to take a lot for me to get used to playing this type of character if I want to stick with him, which I'd be willing to, right? I think he's cool, I like how he feels, I like his normals, and his Rekka seems pretty cool. But before we commit to it, let's try the other character that we were interested in. And that other character was Red Arcade. She got announced like a few days ago, and I think she looks really cool. I played her a little bit in the previous Melty Blood just to mess around with her and see if I was interested in it at a very base level. All right, let's just start by messing around with some of her normals. This is 5A, 5B, 5C, 2A, 2B, 2C. You can see her range very far. Her range is very far for a character that's this fast. And speaking of fast, look how fast her forward run is. That feels way faster than anything Vlav was doing. And that's by design, right? His archetype is more of a projectile zoner. She's more of a rushdown, and she has some really good projectiles. Let's take a look at those. So this is her little ring. She's got double Reppuken. Damn, that's sick. But yeah, she's got the little onion ring. Let's do the C version. Hits 3 times. She can do it in the air as well. Very fast. So this is something that I learned about in the last game, but if you come down with it, see how she's like inside of it? That's a very fucked up like jumping tool, it feels like, and maybe even an Oki tool. This character feels a lot more my speed. I can already tell you that just from the 60 seconds that I've played in training mode. I feel a lot more comfortable on this character. Does that mean that you should automatically play this character because you feel more comfortable? No. Play the character you think is fun. Play the character you think looks cool, and the character you're going to stick with, because ultimately, that's what's going to keep you playing. I think this is a character I'm going to stick with, though, personally. Could that change? Could, like, next video you see a different character that I didn't even cover this time? Yes, right? Yes. But for right now, I think this is my character and the one that I want to move forward with. And while we're here, let's go through the rest of her special moves, right? For now, we're going to ignore the moon skills because I truly don't understand how they fully work yet, so I don't feel comfortable, like, relaying that information. But I'm going to go through the entire, like, mission mode tutorial after this, and hopefully that'll explain to me a little bit better. And if not, I'll have to look it up myself. But for now, let's just look at the base special attacks, right? So we already looked at her little ring, right? That seems to be a very important part of her game plan. Let's take a look at her DP move. So I think this is the command dash, yeah. So the light version, right, so the A version keeps you in front. The B version puts you through her. Let's see what the C version does. It's a command grab. And then next we have the quarter circle forward move, right? So she does this little thing in front of her. It looks like the B version moves forward a little bit, and the C version might be like an anti-air, right? So this is a combo tool, I'm guessing. I'm not really sure the application quite yet, and that's all right. Remember that you don't have to know everything on the first day. Don't feel overwhelmed and don't overwhelm yourself. So what this is saying is that you can just do the projectile in the air like I showed you, right? So this one is actually saying if you do the B version, you can do like a follow-up. So you can throw 2 of them. And then you've got our arc drive here. You've probably seen this one from the trailers where like the waves come up and there's a little bit of blood on it or whatever. This is her last arc. So you have to, I believe you have to go into heat, and then it might be the same input, right? I'm not quite sure yet. Like I said, I'm going to do the mission mode after this, and I'll have a little bit more concrete stuff as far as how game mechanics go, right? How universal mechanics go. Because it is one of the first things that I like to learn when I pick up any game. Here are her unique attacks. So these are like command normals. You can see forward C. That's the one where she like dashes through and hits behind her. Let's take a look at the other ones. You get down forward C and then down C, down C. So let's do down forward C. Oh, so it's a launcher, right? Oh, this is 3C. I don't know why I didn't realize that. This is 3C. This is your launcher. And it looks like you get like a little cutscene when you launch them. And then the other one was down C, down C. That's like a target combo maybe. And then you got the classic jump 2C, right? This is another combo ender, right? Seeing it with the arrows and not with like the number in front of it kind of confused me for a second. But yeah, this is 3C. This is your launcher. This is jump 2C. And then I think these blowback edge moves are like if you hold the button, they have special properties. So if you hold B, it becomes an overhead. I'm guessing C is unblockable. This one becomes an overhead. Then these become jump cancelable, I think. I think it just gives them special properties if you hold the button. And then after that, you sort of have a decision to make. Maybe you're not completely concrete on what character you've chosen, so you want to go back in training mode, or maybe you just want to mess around with the character that you picked. You can go to the tutorial, which will give you a baseline understanding of a lot of things about this game, a lot of universal mechanics. It goes all the way from the novice and beginner up to some very advanced stuff that I suggest you take a look at least. If you can't get it all done in one day, I understand, because it is the first day after all. Don't overwhelm yourself, like I said, but at least take a look at some of this stuff. Or if you're more interested in your character, you want to learn a little bit more about how their combos and how things link together, check out the mission mode. Basically, it just pulls you to this screen, pick your character, and then you can scroll down through all these combos. It goes all the way from novice to beginner again, novice, beginner, intermediate, expert, and this will give you an idea of some combos that you can do, as well as how moves link together on your character. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. First things first, go to the character select, look at the characters, find one that looks cool, find your waifu, find your husbando. Do what you gotta do. Go into the training mode, press some buttons, do your special moves, read your command list, and when you get out of there, make a decision, right? Make a decision. If you want to go back in training mode, maybe you don't feel comfortable with your decision quite yet. Maybe you do. Maybe you like the character you picked in the first place. Go do their missions. Go do the tutorial. I highly suggest doing the tutorial because universal mechanics will take you very far. So if you have a base understanding, a good fundamental understanding of everything that's on your screen, everything that's happening on your screen, that's a great place to start. And don't feel afraid to play online. right? Don't feel afraid to go into casual match or lobbies or even ranked, right? You'll find people your skill level. There's people from all over the spectrum, right? There's great players who know the game already. There's people who are intermediates. There's people who are beginners, people who've never played a fighting game. Find them, play them, learn, right? Don't be so focused on winning or losing right now. Just focus on learning the game and have fun.